How Drake became the most consumed artist of all time. This is your boy Vic, and this is Vic Plays Games. Drake recently released a music video to his #1 hit, First Person Shooter, featuring J.Cole. In the music video, Drake is seen wearing a glittered glove, standing on a lit up platform like Michael Jackson did in Billie Jean, and unveiling a large statue of himself, very similar to the statue that Michael Jackson had for his History album. Why is all of this significant? In the song, First Person Shooter, Drake mentions how he's one hit away from Michael, then repeats beat it, beat it, beat it in the song. When the song was released, Drake had 12 #1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100. When this song went #1, Drake now had 13 #1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100, tying Michael Jackson for the most #1 hits in Billboard Hot 100 history for a male solo artist. The only musical entities that have more #1 hits on the chart are the Beatles with 20, Mariah Carey with 19, and Rihanna with 14. That's it. So Drake, for all intents and purposes, has tied Michael Jackson. But what if I told you that, like his song lyrics have said, that Drake has now already beaten Michael Jackson and has beaten the rest of the music industry? Let's look at certified sales. Most musical publications have the top 3 selling artists of all time as the Beatles at #1, Michael Jackson at #2, and Elvis Presely at #3. The Beatles have over 400 million record sales, while Michael Jackson and Elvis have over 300 million, according to Chartmasters. However, when you include streaming and the RIAA's new certifications, Drake is #1 at over 500 million record sales. In fact, Drake's certifications in the United States alone are more than the Beatles have worldwide. So for all intents and purposes, Drake is the #1 consumed artist of all time. But how did we get here? Let's go back 10 years ago when Nothing Was the Same came out. Drake has stated that Nothing Was the Same was his best album and his favorite album. And I agree. From top to bottom, Nothing Was the Same is actually Drake's most cohesive piece of work. It is not Take Care. When you listen to Take Care compared to Nothing Was the Same has aged far better than Take Care has. Nothing Was the Same was actually sonically very ahead of its time, and even when you compare it to music today, it still sounds better than the vast majority of stuff out today. Drake made a cohesive album without needing any skits, and that's something he stated he wanted to do in radio interviews when he was releasing the album in 2013. But certain things happened around that album release that I think embittered Drake forever. One, he didn't release the album when he wanted to. He wanted it out in October. Because of label politics, he had to release it September 24th, 2013. That was strike 1. Strike 2. Even though the album was very well constructed, he didn't get the critical acclaim that he thought he deserved. He got a 79 on Metacritic, 2 points short of the 81 needed for universal acclaim. But when you look back at some of these reviews that publications gave, they were extremely biased. Not just biased, but just unfounded for some of the reasons that they gave him low scores. There were people giving him 1 out of 5s for dumb reasons like it's just boring, not necessarily explaining why it's boring or giving any constructive criticism. So at that point, Drake realized he would never receive the critical acclaim that he deserved no matter how hard he worked. He was never going to be viewed in the light of someone, let's say, like a Kendrick Lamar, who is, a media darling. Strike 3 was the 2014 Grammy Awards when they gave all those awards to Macklemore. After that, you saw a massive shift in Drake and how he approached music. From 2009 to 2016, Drake's first 7 years as a mainstream artist, Drake had 1 #1 hit. That #1 hit was What's My Name with Rihanna. From 2016 to 2023, which is present, the latter 7 years and latter 1/2 of Drake's career, Drake has 12 #1 hits. So 12 out of his 13 #1 hits have come in the latter half of his career. That's unheard of. What's so significant about this is the fact that Drake has averaged almost 2 #1 hits per year over the past 7 years. That is staggering and just shows you how consistent Drake is. So, on First Person Shooter, when you hear Drake saying beat it, beat it, beat it, he is literally trying to beat everybody. You see, Drake got so angry after what happened when Nothing Was the Same that he made it a mission of his that if you are not going to accept me critically, I am going to be so overwhelming statistically that you can't deny me. It's very similar to what's happening with LeBron James and Michael Jordan. LeBron James knows that he will never beat Michael Jordan in the eyes of many in the public when it comes to, technical ability and how people viewed how each of them played the game. LeBron knows that. So LeBron's strategy the past decade has been, I am going to break every statistic I possibly can, that when I retire, I'll have so many records that you cannot deny me. But I think Drake has done a better job at that than LeBron even has. And that's saying something. What do you guys think, man? Are you guys shocked to find out that Drake has actually sold more certified units than anyone else in history? Do you guys think that people need to tone down on streaming representation in music sales? Are you one of those people that believe that you need to separate the streaming era from the previous eras? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. This is your boy Vic, and this is Vic Plays Games. Peace out.